can we get married at the Strand? His Friday reads so bad so he can't have my hand. You ball so hard? Okay, you're bowling. But I read so hard, I'm J.K. Rowling. Read so hard, that's crack.
With the history fair especially, we work hard to connect students to the resources that we have, because we recognize that library use is something that needs to be learned along the way. It's a teachable moment. It's an opportunity to show students how to find things in the library, an opportunity to give students a chance to develop a love of primary sources that they might not otherwise have.
This was a letter from 1933 inquiring why the Forest Preserve operated segregated swimming pools. And the response of the superintendent is that he wants to avoid the types of conflict that he believes would happen. And he alludes to some incidents where he believes that violence was very narrowly averted. It's a snapshot of the state of affairs in the Forest Preserve District, but also in the Chicago metropolitan area, and how one government official tried to address that, and maybe in a way that today we would feel very differently about.
We have a collection of the daily police bulletin. They include things like the license plates of, stolen cars to keep an eye out for, or particular suspects to look for. They also have stolen items, so items that were taken in a burglary. You can find interesting material in here that talks about the different parts of Chicago and things that were happening, even related to well-known historic crimes. Things like, this is Richard B. Speck, who was an infamous spree killer, and this is during the period when all police were looking for him.
It's a testimony from one of the co-presidents of the League of Women Voters about the way the Chicago School Board, or members of the school board, were selected. This has been an ongoing issue. If you pay attention to politics today in 2017, you'll know that there's a movement to have an elected school board by people who do not like the idea of the mayor having the power to appoint.
The documents world is very much a community. Like all libraries are a community, and one of the things that is very useful is to, recognize that even if the library that you are going to does not have the specific item, they might know other people at other libraries that they think that may have that item and may be able to put you in contact with those people. There are a lot of depository libraries around Chicago, different libraries that have been depositories for municipal documents in various ways, like the Cook County Law Library, like the Harold Washington Public Library, that have extensive collections, and the personal connections of the librarians to other librarians really can be a very underutilized tool. You may not realize that the librarians talk to each other about these things, but we do. We meet regularly and have, discussions about ways that we help our patrons and ways that we might help each other's patrons. I know that there are a lot of different opportunities in the area, and that going to your librarian is a great way of getting in touch with other librarians as well.